If you're on Ozempic, Wegovy, or Zepbound, and you are not currently doing resistance training, the studies are showing that you could lose upwards of 30 to 40% of your muscle mass along with fat. That's not weight loss, that's metabolic sabotage. I'm Dr. Dan, and today I'm going to give you 5 ways to stop it and keep your results for life. Now hit that subscribe button and let's go. Now here's what nobody tells you about the GLP-1s. Yes, they work. Yes, they quiet the food noise, and yes, they help you to drop pounds like your ex dropped promises, but when that weight falls fast, up to 40% of it can be from muscle. And muscle, that's your metabolic 401k. It's like your body's savings account for energy, strength, and stability. If you lose it, your metabolism is going to start idling like a Prius in eco mode. And when your body adapts or your weight plateaus, your body doesn't turn and start rebuilding muscle. Instead, it's going to start rebuilding fat. And that's because muscle is expensive and your body's more like an accountant, not a bodybuilder. So today, we are fixing that. And here are the 5 things that you must do to protect your muscle, metabolism, and sanity while you're on the GLP-1s. The way that the GLP-1 medications work is they help you achieve a calorie deficit more consistently. You ultimately eat less than what you're burning, and your body turns to your stored fuel, which is usually fat. But when it comes down to it, your body doesn't really care if it's burning fat, muscle, or that cookie from 2007. It's going to take whatever it needs and whatever is available. And again, since muscle is expensive to maintain, it's going to say, you know what, we can probably get rid of a little bit of that. And that's what's called a catabolic state. Basically, your body's eating itself in order to make this month's rent. And when we add evolution into the mix, our ancestors weren't chasing six-packs, they were chasing dinner. So when food gets scarce, your brain says, relax, Linda, we're saving some calories, and there's no need for strong thighs during a famine. And the end result is less muscle, slower metabolism, and more fat regain later. Now, I had a real patient who we'll call Linda. She was 59 years old, postmenopausal, and currently on Wegovy. And she walked 5 miles every single morning, ate less than her grandkids, and dropped 35 pounds in 3 months. Then she got fatigue, weakness, and the fit of her clothes felt off. And then, doing a body composition scan, we found she was down almost 15 pounds in muscle. And her metabolism had dropped faster than her motivation in January. Now, if you just thought, oh crap, that's me, you need to stop guessing. And you need to go to consult.drdanshub.com and book a one-on-one consultation with me. In 30 minutes, we'll audit your meds, your protein intake, your current activity levels, and then we're going to build your exact muscle protection protocol just for you. No cookie cutter advice, no guesswork, just your body and your roadmap. Again, head to consult.drdanshub.com and book a consultation today. The links and everything are down below in the description. Now, let's get into the 5 things that you need to know to protect your muscle. Number 1 is some kind of resistance training 2 to 3 times a week, and you don't need to go to a gym to do it. In fact, my patient Linda started with chair sit-to-stands and wall push-ups in her living room. That's it. No gym, no judgment, just 20 minutes 2 times a week. And really, the things that are going to work are pretty simple to find. And a lot of things you can just use your current body weight. Things like chair squats, wall push-ups, or stair step-ups. And if you have some bands in the house, you can do rows, presses, and anchored pull-downs. If you've got some light weights or water jugs or even soup cans, you can do things like goblet squats and overhead presses. Or if you need something that's more joint friendly, look into water aerobics, Pilates, or reformer type exercises. And do 2 full body sessions 2 times a week for 30 to 45 minutes. And add a 3rd one if you're feeling great. But really what you need to do is focus on the big compound movements, things like squats, presses, pushes, and so on. And we're not here to burn calories. What we're doing is we're sending a message to our brain that this muscle pays rent and please don't evict it. The second thing you need to focus on is prioritizing protein every single day. Protein is your body's construction crew. Without it, your muscles are going to collapse faster than your willpower at a bake sale. Aim for about 0.7 to 1 gram per pound of your goal body weight. If your goal is 150 pounds, that's about 105 to 150 grams of protein per day. And make sure you spread it across multiple meals over the day because it's really hard to eat a lot of protein. As some examples, breakfast might be Greek yogurt or eggs, lunch might be things like fish, beans, or maybe a protein shake, and dinner can be things like chicken, tofu, or cottage cheese. If it's protein and doesn't taste like punishment, it's going to count. The third thing you need to focus on is doing enough cardio, but doing it smart. My patient Linda was walking 5 miles a day every day, which is great for her heart. But most people on GLP-1s, they're not doing nearly enough activity to protect both their heart and their muscle. And again, cardio isn't about the calorie burn. It's about circulation, endurance, and recovery. And it actually helps to shuttle nutrients to your muscles and keep your metabolism good and flexible. Now, in terms of your targets, aim to 3 to 4 sessions per week. Try to make them 20 to 40 minutes if you can, but in reality, you could break it up into 5-minute spurts throughout the day. Brisk walking, water aerobics, or dancing to your 80s playlist are all things that are going to count. So if resistance training protects your muscles, cardio keeps that engine tuned, and you're going to need both of them. Tip number 4 is you need to eat enough. We do not want to be stacking a crash diet on top of everything else that you're doing. GLP-1s already make you eat less, and then adding a 1,000 calorie per day clean eating detox on top, well, that's going to be a fast track to flat muscles and fatigue. And in reality, work with your provider or dietitian to figure out what is your calorie sweet spot. For most people, it's going to bounce between 1,200 to 1,800 calories per day, depending on your body size, meds, and so on. A real quick guide for you would be to multiply your goal body weight in pounds by about 10 to 12, and that'll give you a good calorie target to start aiming for. And a great way to check in is that if you feel like you're dragging, you're eating too little. And if you're gaining weight, you might be eating too much. Your body is going to tell you what is the right amount of calories for you, so you just need to listen. But be sure to fuel your muscle, don't starve it, and slow, steady progress is going to beat fast, rapid weight loss every day. Now, the 5th thing to do is to track your progress beyond the scale. You see, the scale is kind of like that one toxic ex, obsessed with numbers and never giving you the full story. Because you could lose fat, gain muscle, and it would still say, meh. Instead, we can start looking at different metrics, including measurements such as your hips, arms, or waist, do progress photos, look at your strength gains as you go over time, or track things like your energy, sleep, and mood. How do you feel throughout the day? If your strength is up and your energy and mood are good, that's a win, even if the scale disagrees. And my patient became Linda 2.0. She swapped out some death marches for 2 lifting sessions per week, added 120 grams of protein, and we kept her on the Wegovy. And 6 months later, she's now down 40 pounds, she's gained some muscle back, and her grandkids are impressed. So if you're sitting there and thinking, I need some help to make this work for me, here's what you need to do. Book that one-on-one consult with me at consult.drdanshub.com, and there we'll map out your protein target, training split, and medication strategy, all personalized to you, your body, and your life. But be sure to sign up today because spots are limited because I review every single case and help every single person that signs up. Again, that's consult.drdanshub.com. The links are in the description and in the first pinned comment. And if you want accountability, coaching, and a community that doesn't judge you for having carbs, then you need to sign up for Dr. Dan's Empowerment Hub at drdanshub.com. Go and check it out today, and you can get the community and support that you need to help you along your weight loss journey. So to bring this one into land, exercise is pretty useless for pure weight loss. But it is the single most powerful thing that you can do to maintain your weight, rebuild your health, and to bulletproof your mindset. Because showing up to move when you don't feel like it, that's the game changer. That's not about burning calories. That's about proving to yourself that you're still in control. Linda today is stronger than ever. She's hiking with her grandkids and she has no restrictions in terms of her life and what are the things that she wants to do. She carries her own groceries, she feels better, she sleeps better, and she smiles more. She's not just smaller, she is more capable. And that is what happens when you protect your muscle while losing fat. You don't just change your body, you change what your body can do. Your meds handle the biology, while exercise handles the becoming. And staying on the meds, that's how we keep the food noise quiet for life, not just until the scale reads your goal weight. Alright, that is it, and that is all, you beautiful people. So if you want more no fluff, no BS, and nothing but science-backed videos, smash that subscribe button. And as I always sign off, Please remember, it is those small tweaks that lead to the massive peaks.